Let's do it.
And let me make sure they don't hit us with no background noise. All right, Brianna, it looks like we are here. So hold on a minute. Let me bring you up. Salute everybody, man. We are in the building, man, for the Skinnosphere podcast, episode 1. And
Woo!
who better to start us off and grace this podcast than all about Brianna? If you don't know her, she is a YouTuber, and her link is in the description. So if you want to check out her content or anything after this, make sure you go check that out. If you have any questions that you want answered, feel free to hit the donation or go in, hit the Cash App, or you can hit the troll donations. And yeah, man. Hey, Brianna, appreciate you.
Yes, of course. Thank you again for having me.
Thank you for coming up.
Yes.
Thank you for coming up. We had
Mm-hmm.
to bring in some crowd sound, but all about Brianna. All about Brianna, man. How long have you been on YouTube?
I've been on YouTube for a good 3 years. It had took me a little break because I went on deployment and all this and that. So, but I've been on there for about a good 3 years. I'm getting back into the consistency and grind for it. So yeah.
Hey, I apologize for butchering your name. I say Brianna. It's Brianna. I say
No,
Brianna.
it's just got an O in it, but it's pronounced as Brianna. It's so
I'm gonna
crazy
just
because
say
growing
Bree
up,
for short.
yeah, Bree for short. That's just the best way. Yeah, Bree. Everybody made fun of my little name because it got an O in it. Brianna.
Yeah, so Bree for short.
Yeah, Bree for short.
So where'd you grow up at?
So I'm from Houston. Grew up in Houston, born and raised.
H Town.
A Leaf. Yep, H Town, A Leaf Southwest. If anybody familiar with the area. And yeah, that's pretty much where I've been my whole life, honestly.
You're a young lady. I don't want you to divulge your age, but you grew up in Houston. You
Yes, I did.
graduated in Houston as well.
I did. I graduated high school in Houston. Yes.
All right. So once you graduated Houston, what was your next step?
So after well, I was running track when I was in high school, so I got a scholarship to a college, and I ran there for 2 years. It's Dodge City. It was a community college in Kansas. So yeah, I had went out there, and I went out there because like one of my friends at the same school as me at my high school, she was going there too. So we were like super close. So we ended up I was like, yeah, I'll go there too, and they ended up offering me a scholarship, and yeah, I went there for 2 years, and then after that, it's just been now I'm here.
So you went to college for 2 years. What
Yeah.
made you quit? What made you just say, "Yo, I'm done"? Or did you get like a 2 years degree and quit? Or did you just be like, this ain't for me?
Oh, I got a 2 year degree, so I got my associates and stuff. So
Oh, okay. So you did get
yeah,
your associates.
I did get an associates.
And then you decided to join the U.S. military.
I did. I decided to join the Navy. Yeah, it was just something. It was something I had always thought about and stuff. And then everything sounded good, like all the traveling and all this and that. And I was like, oh, that sounds good, And it was that good step of just being able to move around and explore things. And I was like, okay, well, let me go ahead and see what it's talking about. And then I just ended up taking a test for it, shipped off to boot camp, and now I'm here, 4 years in.
Well, I guess it was kind of easier transition for you, like seeing that you was already the athlete,
Right.
like so you was already basically like prepared for the basic training
Oh
stuff
yeah, most
instead of
definitely.
like just a female just coming in having to adjust and you know
Right. I was
because
already used to being away from home. I already was kind of in shape from working out all the time and stuff. So yeah, it wasn't a big major like change for me or anything.
okay, so I guess that covers what made you join. You just seen the traveling and all that, and
Yep, all the traveling and stuff, and Like pretty much, I put myself through high school. I put myself through college. I put myself in college. I really didn't have too much help, so I just was kind of like just trying a whole bunch of new things and just kind of navigating my own way through life and stuff. So yeah, the Navy was the next step for me.
So you 5 years in this September.
Yep, 5 years in September. Correct.
5 years in this September.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get right into it.
Okay, let's do it.
You've been in here 5 years. I'm pretty sure that you've been deployed different places. So 5 years in, you put yourself through college, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much help.
No, not at all.
You in the military now.
Mm-hmm.
So how would you sum up? How has your dating life been since college until now? Like your dating
Tashazies has
experiences.
just donated $2 through Super
Okay,
Chat.
so when I graduated college, I joined the Navy, and I was actually in A school when I met this dude, and we kind of kicked it off, and
Don't
we
get
were.
into that yet. Don't get into that. Don't get into that yet. Don't get into that.
Okay, okay.
I'm talking about your like just your overall experiences, like your dating preferences. Like are your dating preferences like uh black males, white males? Does it
Oh,
matter?
okay, okay. So my preferences, I definitely prefer a black man. Um, yeah, definitely prefer a black man. You got to be taller than me. We can't be the same. Can't be the same height. Can't be shorter than me. So
When you
that's what I
say
look.
taller than you, like how tall?
So I'm 5'4".
I
So
mean, it
if
shouldn't
I'm
be that hard to be taller than you.
not at all, not at
Have you
all.
ever had men come up shorter than you?
Actually, yeah, a few times I have, and I was, yeah, a few
Damn,
times, a few
son, where'd
shorter
you
people have
find
tried to
this?
shoot they shot or same height, but I'm more so of like I want. That's just more my preference. Like you got to be taller than me. I can't be looking like I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a little taller than me.
5'4", you know what I mean? Like
Right. I'm five. I'm already kind of short
you put on
myself.
6 inch heels, so he got to be higher than 5'10".
Something like that.
All right, so you say your preferences are Afro American, and they must be taller than you as far as.
Must be taller. Yes.
So
Um,
have you ever dated outside your race?
I never have. No.
So you never have dated outside your race.
Nope. Never dated outside of my race. Actually.
So you've been on different deployments, but like before that, I know that you spoke, and y'all can go and check this here out on her page when you have some spare time. But you spoke about you've been married and divorced like within a year. As
Yes.
far as in the military, like, tell me
Yeah.
how did that go? Was that like your like basic training sweetheart or what?
Yeah. So, like I was saying, we met in A school. So that's like the step after boot camp when you go to like, learn about your job and learn about your rate. And then before you go out to the fleet. So, yep, in A school, that's when I met him. And, we was kicking it. Everything was going good for about a good, year and a half, 2 years. And then we ended up, we were young. We ended up going to take that big old step of getting married. And, so we ended up getting married, and it was good at the beginning, but it started getting shaky. So he went on deployment before me, and I held him down. Held it down while he was gone. Took care of him, sent him everything he needed. All this good stuff. But then he came back home, and then it was time for me to go on deployment. Like probably like 4 months after he got back. So we had a good 4 months together before I went on deployment. So I held you down. So now it's your turn to hold me down. So when I went on deployment, it was like the complete opposite. He'll go like days, weeks without talking to me. I wasn't hearing from him, and it just a whole bunch of crazy stuff just started coming out, and I was just like, yeah, this Navy and everything, all the stories that I was hearing, about these Navy men and stuff, it was all coming true, and I was starting like to see everything for myself, and I was like, man, it really get crazy out here, like.
So it's a lot of myths about Navy men. Like some
It
of them
is. It's a lot of
that
them.
is.
Yes, it's a lot of myths. It's a lot of them. Yep, and they pretty much
Is it true that
true.
most Navy men are?
Yeah,
What,
most of them are. Most of them. Yep, I'll
okay,
say about 80% of them.
but you didn't mess around and marry an undercover, did you? Was he straight or was he?
Oh no, he was straight. He
Oh,
was
okay.
straight.
All right, all right.
Yeah, he was
He
straight.
was just on some cheating stuff.
Yeah, he was just on like
Oh,
some
he was
like
like,
kind of
oh,
like
you gone for
cheating.
9 months, you on the water, she can't catch me.
Right, right.
Not knowing that you had like homegirls watching him reporting back to you like, man, this nigga here, this nigga doing all types.
Okay, yeah. It
So
just got
okay,
it's
so
just
when
wild.
you got back, I take it that you divorced. Y'all, you said,
Mhm.
yo, you didn't hold me down like I held you down. So
100%. And we actually got the divorce before I even
got
made
back.
it back from deployment. Yeah.
Dang.
That happened all while I was on the ship. So
So do you regret that experience, or was you just like, yo, you know what I mean?
mm,
Like
no, I don't
no
even
children came from it.
no children. So
Okay.
that's a good thing. But no, I don't regret it. I feel like it was all just a lesson learned, I'm still growing and still learning and so I just feel like it was a learning experience, if anything.
So 5 years on deployment, I'm pretty sure you've seen a bunch of countries.
Yes, I have actually.
You want to name them off?
Of course. So this last year I was on deployment. I just got back last September actually. So we got to go, we got to see Greece, France, Italy, Spain, Croatia. I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with that name.
Yeah, that's
Croatia.
Russia.
Croatia. It's kind of, I guess it's kind of near Russia because we did have to go through the midst, and when we were on deployment, we were going through the midst of that Russia Ukraine BS and stuff. So we actually got extended because of that. We got extended, but we were supposed to come back home in May. We didn't end up coming back to September, so we got
Oh.
extended all that time because of that, drama and stuff. So yes, it was definitely a long deployment.
France, they say that that's the country of love. So when you was over there at France, was there any like Frenchmen like running up to you like, hey yo,
France. Oh.
Not that you could speak French. You might can speak French, but not that you would like really know what they're saying. But that, like when y'all hit the town, was there like
Right.
any Frenchmen like, you know?
Um, it's crazy because I would think about every time I think about like when I was in a port and stuff, I could never remember which port it was. Just thinking back, like man, because I'll be like, man, I did this. What port was that again? What port was that? But it was a few ports where the people are they're very like super friendly. Nobody really tried to come at me like trying to shoot they shot or whatever you want to call it. But they were very like friendly and welcoming and sweet and then there was some that would come. They'll try to like get some money out of you. A lot of that too, actually. So real bad in Greece. They did that real bad in Greece, but for the most part, everybody was friendly and sweet and yeah, welcoming. They love Americans actually, especially in Spain. They love Americans. When we come, they like love us. They like honor us and stuff. So that was nice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you done been to deployment, and
Mhm.
I see you speak that African American men are your preference. How do you think African American men, black men, are being portrayed in today's society compared to like
Um.
their counterparts, like compared to white men and what I mean, like
Um.
Asians.
Honestly, I feel like they're being portrayed by like other people. I feel like for the most part they don't even bring it upon themselves. I feel like now in today's time and everything that's going on in the world, I feel like it's kind of like that's kind of like put on them just by all the everything that goes on, politics and then social media and then just everything. Like man, like it just be like that. And it's like, man, I think black men are awesome. I love black men. So I don't, you know, I don't look at it how everybody else look at it and stuff. I really think that I don't like how they try to portray black men and try to give them that stereotype. Cause there's some great black men out here. It really is.
Well, I mean,
It's
go
crazy
ahead, go
stuff
ahead.
from both sides. It's crazy stuff that goes on from everybody. So it's like, I try to point out black men and stuff. I just, I hate that. I really do.
No, I was asking that question because you're a millennial and I'm like Generation X. So when I was coming up, the stereotype was all black men do is sell drugs and go to jail and do all this. They just go around impregnating all type of women and having baby mamas and all type of stuff
Yeah.
like that. So, like in this day and age, like millennials are more like free spirited. Like y'all go ahead and get everything out the way early, and you know what I mean. Like it's basically like y'all coming up in a new time. So when I'm thinking about the perception of black men with black females. Like
Mm-hmm.
now I see a whole lot of interracial dating, but I also see like a whole bunch of black women like putting black men down. Like,
Do you?
yeah, I see a lot of it on YouTube. Like I see a lot of black women like um they don't even be slick hating anymore. It's basically like they just be like, yo, y'all need to stop dating within your race. Go outside your race. Oh, once you start dating outside your race, white men treat you better and all this. I hear a lot of that type of hate. Is that some stuff that you hear like in the normal outside world, like you and your homegirls, and these conversations that y'all ever have, like, man, it's time we need to start leaving these niggas alone.
Personally, me and my homegirls, no, we are all for black men. But, I feel like people that's talking, like females that say that, or black women that talk down on black men like that, probably been in like relationships with certain ones and they just keep picking the wrong type or the same type and they keep getting done wrong. So, it's probably like they probably forming like some type of hate towards black men or tension or, some type of, but it really just depends on I feel like it depends on who you choose. Like you just got to be smarter with your decisions, and they probably just getting the ones that don't know how to treat their women or something. But you know, it's good black men out here. It's not. It's yeah,
And I noticed you were saying like vice versa because some black men get traumatized as well.
yeah.
As
Hmm.
far as they get traumatized and they like, you know what, black women, I'm done with that. I'm going that. I mean, like it's actually. I mean, I just hate. How can I say this? The social construct is so hypocritical. Like you
Yes.
actually hear some black women out here saying that I love my black men in one sentence, and in the next sentence they be like, "Well, a black man can't tell me shit."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
how does that coincide? You know what I mean? Like, you love a black man, but you're not willing to let a black man be the head of the household or the leader. Because
You
if you
know. I,
was, then a black man could tell you something.
right. Right. Like I said, I think that's just from what they. It got to be from what they experience. Like
You hit it on the head. Do you think that comes from bad relationships and
yes.
they bringing that baggage and putting it on everybody
Yes,
instead of it
definitely.
just being an individual? Because I was wondering, and you just said it, it has to be about that. Because how can you sit there and say all black men when you haven't experienced, if you haven't experienced a black man that can lead?
That's
Lady Beach
exactly.
has
That's just
just
like
donated
I feel like that's just
$20
like
through
owning
Super
a
Chat.
business, right? And you have an experience, a bad experience with a bad customer. You come across a rude, mean customer, and then you just kind of like that one experience. You looking at all the customers like, okay, do you think they are rude, or you just don't want to show good customer service? But when you get that super nice, sweet customer that actually credits you and it's really sweet, good, that you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like it's possible. Like I said,
Yeah, that
everybody
takes
is
away
not
from all the bad.
takes away from all the bad. Exactly. So you just got to look at it. It's just certain people. People are just people gonna be people. You got different kinds. It's so diverse. People, different types of people, different backgrounds. Not everybody is the same, but it's possible to come across that good, for the women. It's possible to find that good black man that I don't get discouraged by, what I experience or stuff, because I know how I am. I know I'm a sweetheart, and I'm pretty sure it's a whole bunch of like, nice hearted, genuine people out there. So I don't go by off what one person does. Mm-mm.
That's interesting because, like I said, I think the dynamic has kind of switched now.
Yes.
You know, like the dynamic is kind of switched because, like, I mean, vice versa. If you have a black man, like a black man who has had a bad one or two experiences, like might see you and they be like, "Hey, yo, what's up with Bree?" And you're like, you know what I'm saying? She's black. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
and you have not done anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like, you have not done anything. So basically, you know, we was going over the day in earlier live that I did. I mentioned it because you hear people talk about Wakanda. Um, when is black people gonna get back together? You know, like, you know, black people need to stick together and all that. You know, like Martin Luther King, we had a dream. And I'm basically like, yo, all that is just fantasy. Just like Wakanda is in the movie. You know what I mean? Because for one, I feel like we don't respect each other still.
Yeah. That's true.
I feel like when it comes to money, we don't trust each other. Like, we'll be quick to put other nationalities in charge of our money than our own people.
Right.
And then it's just, you know, it's weird out here. But when it comes to dating, though, like, are you currently dating, looking? And then if you are currently looking, like, how hard is it to actually find somebody that you look at and be like, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna give them a shot.
It's not the easiest, especially from like, my past situation. And right now I just feel like I'm at the phase of my life where I'm kind of just, letting everything flow, focusing on myself so that when I am ready or when that one person do come along, I could be all in and I could just, know how to know what to look for and just let everything fall into place. So that's what I'm doing right now. I am open to dating though, but as of now, I'm not going out. Like, it's not like I'm out here searching or, I'm kind of just doing
Like,
my
you're not
thing.
out here being no pick me.
Heck no.
Yeah.
I've never been that type anyway. So, but yeah, I'm just letting everything flow, to be honest.
So, you said something earlier
Mm-hmm.
about you know, like basically like stereotypes, but something that you said struck me when you said well, you know, you hear a lot about these here military men and how they is. So is that kind of like, do you like see like somebody in the Navy or somebody in uniform, like they catch you on base or whatever, and they like, hey, what's up? You know what I'm saying? About how about? And you be like, Navy nigga.
You asking my like that? Like, is that how I kind of like respond?
Yeah, Navy nigga, like this nigga ain't nothing.
For the most part, yes. Like, I have to, you know, I have to, like, it's just because I see it every day. When I was on deployment, oh my gosh, like, it be people that are married men, family at home, holding them down, prime example, holding them down and stuff. And then, they just be on the boat out in the ocean just doing their thing.
Like the
So it's just,
love boat.
yeah, definitely. So it's just like, yeah, that's what they call it, boat boo. When you on deployment, you have your little boat boo. But yeah, so I
Oh,
kind of
that's what
just
they
like
call it in the Navy,
that.
boat boo. So
That's what they
that's the
call it. When you
equivalent of
out to
side
sea and
niggas.
stuff,
That's the equivalent of,
yes.
oh, okay. But then
Yep,
when
that's what they
once you
call
come
it.
back home, it's like you don't even know the nigga.
Yep. That's exactly how it be. Everybody start breaking up with their boat bulls about 2 weeks before we start pulling in and stuff. That's what they do. Uh-huh. But yeah,
So,
it's crazy.
so basically, I would say that maybe that branch of the military might not be, especially like people that's on deployment and stuff, because like what you was basically like detailing is like most people on there living double lives.
Yeah, that's exactly what it be. Double lives. Yep.
Like they faithful at home, but then they mangling on the ship.
Yeah, most definitely. It gets crazy.
So with all the experiences that you've seen, do you feel like that you could give a black man a clean slate, like without prejudging? Like,
Most definitely, yeah. Like I said, if when I'm first, like my first, it's always like the first impression. I just gotta see how you carry yourself, how you speak. How how your manners are. What do you like to do? Like I'm very like observant and stuff, so I don't just give anybody a chance. If you give me one little red flag, it's just like nah. But like I said, my preference is black men, and you know I support black men.
That's the main thing. That's the main thing because like over here, like in the Skinnosphere, like we don't see color. Like we just look at support. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like we don't see color. Like like how you just said that I support black. I love black men. I support black men. Right. But
Yes.
if 5 months later I see you make a video and you be like, I can't believe that I dated outside my race, and you find somebody out your race that's making you happy, like I don't have, I'm not gonna be turning no side out of that. You see what I'm
Ye-
saying? See, it's a
I don't
difference.
discriminate. Yeah.
It's a difference between already preconceived hate and then going out and finding a mate. If you understand what I'm saying, like preconceived hate is like, oh, that's a nigga. I ain't. Only thing I'm doing is dating white guys or other races. But just something natural, like you at Starbucks somewhere and a guy says, hey, let me pay for your coffee. And y'all exchange numbers and, everything just, you can't
See, in
fault that.
that, yeah, in that type of predicament, of course, like he offering to pay for, that's a that's a grown man step. But if you come at me, if I'm in the line and you come at me like, hey, shorty, or or like it depends on how you approach me too. That's one thing I definitely pay attention to. Like, don't just be respectful. I'm big on being respected and stuff. So it just depends on how you approach it too. You got to do it the right way. Like, don't call me shorty. I done got called shorty like so many times. It's like,
Yeah,
Lord.
you probably
But yeah,
already,
that's
but you
one
being
thing I don't.
5'4", you already probably ready to check that.
Okay,
Yeah,
look.
like, yeah.
Exactly. So yeah, it just depends on how you approach it, how you come about it.
Well, Bree, those questions, those answers to these here questions, like, they very PC, especially when I hear black women now. I just heard a black woman the other day say, the best thing I ever did was stop messing with black men. Now, I be dating. I dated an Asian guy. I dated a white guy. When I go on dates, they send me car service. I'm like, so you selling out a whole race of men because another race sent you car service, and then you hear the other black girls talking about, yeah, child, I told you should have been left them niggas alone. You don't know how the perks is on the other side. And I'm like,
Wow.
wow. And it's like hundreds, it's like thousands of women cheering this behavior on. And then they wonder why, like, yo, uh, when can the black man get ahead? Like, how can the black man get ahead when they female counterparts?
Is talking down on
Yeah,
them and stuff.
like how you said, it ain't even the point where you got to be dating a black man. Where if you see a black man that's out there struggling, trying to do something, you'll support.
Right. Exactly.
They don't even want to support. So how can it's kind of like a dog. If you a dog breeder, your goal should
Right.
always be to build a better dog.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah, your goal
Most
should
definitely.
always be to build a better dog. How can you put black men down if you're not trying to build them up?
But then, like I said, I feel like all that comes like from hurt, like from a bad relationship or just how they get done. They probably keep messing with the same wrong dude or same type of dude that's not making them happy and stuff. And then, it kind of, because I could have easily, with my last situation, I could have easily been like, uh, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm talking down on them and stuff like that. But that it just depends. Like, that's just not who I am. And me as a person, I'm just like, okay, he made that decision, he fumbled, but I'm pretty sure somebody else can, step it up and, do better. And that's just
But
basically what
I
that is.
think in your last position, I think you replaced it. I think you replaced race with occupation.
You
Like
said
you,
race with occupation?
yeah. Instead of you putting the hate on all black men, I think you was just like, ah, man, these military and Navy niggas, you know what I'm saying, ain't shit. You know, like
Oh,
niggas
okay.
go on here like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna find me a civilian or I'm gonna wait, you know what I'm saying, until I'm done with my contract and wait till, you know, I can date outside because I don't want to risk going on deployment for 9 months and in the back of my mind I'm like, yo, is this nigga gonna be doing what the last nigga doing?
Damn,
Right.
son, where'd you
100%. I
find
get what you're
this?
saying. I mean, like
Brown
I
Skin
said,
Lady donated $3 to piss the haters
it's
off.
just so
You wish you could,
in the Navy,
nigga.
man. It's
You
just
wish you
so,
could get some
it's
of this
that thing is
body,
so
oddy, oddy,
common. I
oddy,
just
oddy,
try to
oddy,
stay
oddy,
away
oddy,
from it.
oddy,
But like,
dot, body, oddy,
I'm
oddy.
not just cutting them all off, or shutting them all off, or it's some good. Like I said, I see potential. I can see potential in anybody. I give chances. I'm not just quick to one
What'd you say,
person.
if you get short duty, you might give a nigga a shot?
I'm actually on short duty right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm on short duty now. I just got on short duty actually, so we'll see. I mean, like I said, I'm open to it though. But I'm from my last situation, I learned a lot from it, so I'm not giving it any type of risk stuff. I'm real, like if it gets to that point, I'm just gonna cut it off. But I feel like that's how women should be. I feel like they should definitely just don't just cut somebody off because somebody messed up or anything. Like still, just know when to stop it or know when to cut it off.
So I know, I mean, you got some girlfriends, like a clique of girls that, you know, you kick it with. So,
Mm-hmm.
like, I'm pretty sure, like, I mean, like, y'all, I look at y'all as the future. As
Yes.
far as, like, y'all is going to be what moves everything forward. Not
Right.
only just as far as economics and stuff like that, but as far as relationship goals. Like, do you and your girls ever congregate and be like, eh, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, like, y'all at the age now where you looking at looks, you looking at, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all ever just sit there and be like, shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking for stability or...
Most definitely, yeah. We definitely be having those conversations. Like, okay, I just want me a grown man because nowadays toxic is just so when it comes to relationships, toxic is just so like common and just so big. But you want somebody that you don't have to always argue with. Somebody that bring that soft girl era, calms you. Don't want to see you upset. Somebody that you can laugh with, grow with. Somebody that's just like almost it's and nowadays it almost sounds too good to be true. But yeah, it's just like we just want a grown man, somebody that we can grow like a partner with, like just somebody that's genuine, that genuinely want to see you happy and genuinely like you for you. Because it be so many hidden intentions nowadays. It's just kind of like you be so scared to even catch feelings or scared to care so much, show that you care so much. Like it just is, it's wild, it's crazy. But it's this
Speaking of
generation though,
hidden,
the millennial generation.
speaking of hidden intentions, have you
Yeah.
ever been like on deployment and people offered you like, yo, marry me so I can get to the country and I'll pay you this and that stuff like? Have you ever ran across anything like that?
Oh yeah, I see it all the time. So never personally with me, but like my people close to me, like my friends and stuff, they'll try to ask each other to get together and be like, oh, let's get married because when you get married, you get that BAH, which is that extra money. So they be ready for that. They be like, okay, let's do it. I done seen it. It done happened a few times too, like with people around me and stuff. So that is a thing.
I think the main important and I'm gonna drop this link if any of y'all want to come up here and ask Bree any questions. But I think that the most important thing is not bashing. If you see, like, once it gets into the point where it's male bashing,
Mhm.
then that's where I think the problem comes at. Because, like, if you constantly saying that this man is nothing, and moderators, make sure y'all circulate that link if anybody wants to come up here and ask Brianna any questions. But and if you want to ask any questions in the chat, feel free to donate and we'll catch them. Hello. But salute to Bone Society. Y'all can ask questions that we'll answer in the chat. anything, but make sure they are based upon the topic, and the topic is basically based on um, uh, black male and black female relationships with each other. Not
Yeah.
only just dating wise, like you said, just supporting one another. Cause
Right.
like if I see black businesses, like even on here, like you see black YouTubers, trying to have products and stuff like that on the side. Like I'll support.
Yeah, 100%.
Like I'll support. Like like
Yes.
that. I mean, and that just comes from like support. It ain't just got to be that they black, but if you
Right.
black, I'm gonna support.
Most definitely. Yeah. I'm big on that too. I love lifting up my sisters and brothers, showing love and supporting.
But I think it is trauma driven because if you've been like, let's just say in your situation, you could
Hmm.
consider that you was cheated on. You held your man down while he was gone. Then when you
Hmm.
went on your first deployment, you actually seen how it really was, how people get
Yeah.
down on there, and he didn't hold you down. You could have been traumatized by that, but I think even more over, though, women that get traumatized by black men, like who put their hands on them. Not only like do they cheat on them, but they beat them. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? They beat them. They damn just stay up in their place and play video games all day, and you know what I
Yep.
mean. They don't
It's a
work and
lot of
stuff.
stuff that come into it. Yes.
And then they'll take that experience and get in a whole nother relationship, and instead of embracing somebody that's trying to do right, they will keep harboring back to that person who did them wrong. And then
Yeah.
and then I noticed this, and I want your answer on this. Guys can sit there and be sympathetic and be like, "Hey man, I feel what you went through last time, and I'm not that guy. I just want to be here for you. I just want to cherish you, put you on a pedestal, this and that."
Right.
And they will treat that type of man like shit. But somebody comes around and calls them the B word and like what? You know what I'm saying? And they will give them the utmost respect. Are you seeing that now?
Uh,
Or have you seen
I
that in the past? Or could you see that contributing?
yes, I definitely have seen that before, where somebody got to suffer because of their partner's last relationship and that kind of stuff. Yeah, I done definitely seen that, and I don't think that that is. I don't think that that's good because I feel like that's also a form of like being insecure in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like insecure and you just want your partner to be able to feel like you trust them and that that they'll because then it's gonna be like well, why does she feel like this about me, or how can I make her not feel like that? Then they gonna start feeling insecure. Like I don't know, I just feel like that causes problems. Like I feel like that's where trust comes in and knowing your partner and stuff like that. So yeah, that's how I see that. Like you just got to you can't harp on that. You got to let that pass go. Cause not everybody is like that. If you see that person not doing giving you any signs or acting moving the way that person was acting, then I feel like you just gotta look through that because then it's gonna be ruined before it even starts.
Hey man, it's rough out here because just like on the internet, you hear this type of stuff and you like,
Yes,
what is you talking about? Like you actually have people on here that'll be like, I mean, often you already know the internet is a weird place.
it is. It's horrible,
Yeah,
actually.
like you could be on the internet, you could say that you married, and then you doing like all type of other stuff that says otherwise. But it was
Yes.
just like mind boggling to me. Like I hear it all over the internet. Like we just had a situation over here, but not even over here. Like in other spots where these women is like they want to get injected with testosterone so bad. Like, but then it's like they want to be like an alpha, and like, but then when a real alpha male steps in the room,
Yeah, they don't know how to handle it.
they pipe down. But then
Yeah.
like when a beta steps in the room, they eat him up, and I'm like, yo, Is it just, is it just a talk tough thing? Because like me personally, Bree, like I've been incarcerated. I did 11 years, you know what I'm saying? And like this version of me is way better than the version of me before.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
before I was just like, like, hey, I'm just ripping and running. I ain't taking nothing serious. You know what I'm saying? I'm this girl to
Definitely.
that girl, this girl. But then when I came out, I was like, yo, if I repeat what I did,
Before.
then yeah, it's just gonna be repeating the process. So like
Right.
now I'm older, so now it's like, yo, I need to get serious and see the type of qualities that I want in a person.
Yes.
But I
100.
definitely was it didn't matter who it was, but I definitely was uh going for black women.
Yeah.
But how do you think like it is to like have preconceived notions? Cuz like my preconceived notion was I don't want no woman with no kids. I want a woman, you know what I'm saying, this age. I
Mm-hmm.
want a woman this hit this. I want a woman that has this here going for them. Like, do y'all do that? Because I
Yeah.
did that. And even though I found everything that I wanted, like on my list,
Mm-hmm.
it was an older guy in prison who always told me, he was like, preconceived notions, you can't go by that. And I was like,
Yeah.
psh, what's wrong with this guy? I was like, how you gonna tell me, you know what I'm saying, what I'm gonna
Right.
get, what I'm gonna look for? And he was like,
Yeah.
what if you were supposed to meet your soulmate at this time at a bus stop, but on your way to the bus stop, you got locked up. She made it to her destination.
Yeah.
You got locked up. You come out and y'all meet at a new destination, and now she got 3 kids. Now you done looked over that because you like, oh man, I don't want no. And that's the way I see it with like in today with these with dating when you have so many. It's just like you, like see how you feel right now, and then you
Mm-hmm.
got your support group off of YouTube. But
Yeah.
if you constantly hearing it banged in, like if you start subscribing up to these here, uh, I call it male hate channels, black male hate channels, and you
Yeah.
constantly subconsciously hearing it, yo, you need to date outside your race, black men ain't this, black man is this. Could you see that as a way that it could possibly sway you without you knowing it?
Yeah. Yeah. Growing up, I was always told, you're not gonna find the whole package. You're not gonna have the whole package. It's gonna be hard. But yeah. I try not to be like, so picky and stuff because, like I said, it's always gonna be something. But you know, I like I said, that's why I look for personality. I don't always, somebody that just I look on the inside always. Like, it's not always about how much money somebody make or what they look like, or it's not always about that. It's just you gotta kinda like look in on the outside and on the inside. You get what I'm saying?
I
Did that kinda
got you.
like answer your
I got you.
question? Yeah.
Yeah, I
That's
got
how
you.
I kinda look at it.
I always like to ask this here question before I let you go.
Hmm.
Um, Brianna in 5 years, where do you see you?
In 5 years, where do I see myself?
Mm-hmm.
In 5 years, I see myself in a house, possibly back in Houston, possibly with a family. My YouTube being at like 100K.
Shout out to 100K.
Yes. If I, still trying to see if I'm gonna stay in, but if I stay in, maybe like be a chief in 5 years in the
Okay.
Navy.
Okay.
Financially stable, just got everything that I work hard for.
Okay. Shout out to being a chief. Shout out to be and
Thank
that's for the
you.
short term. 40 years from now, where do you see Brianna?
Whew, 40 years from now. Man, I see me having some grandkids, telling them, teaching them the game, giving them all the advice that I could give them. Yeah, basically giving them, teaching them from my experiences and stuff, and just making sure that my family is just taken care of, and I'm pretty sure somebody gonna be taking care of me by that time. But yeah, that's kind of where I see myself.
Brianna, I appreciate your time and you coming up here.
Yes, thank you for having me.
Great interview. I'm trying to see if is any more questions before we get you out of here. But if y'all want to find Brianna and like they're putting in the chat, let's help Brianna get to 100K. That
Oh,
is
thank you.
that is her YouTube channel right there. Can you tell them people been saying where can they find you on Instagram?
Oh, it's the same name, all about Brianna. So yeah, same exact, just like that.
So you got all about Brianna on Instagram.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Brianna with a O.
yeah, Brianna with a O, and y'all are putting her link out there, man. Brianna, it was a great. Let me see that I get everything out. Yeah, basically I got everything out, man. Miss
Nice,
Brianna,
nice.
it was a pleasure to sit up here and talk to you. Is there anything that you want to ask me?
Um, honestly, I want to say keep on doing your live streams and stuff. They're entertaining. I see you growing and stuff, and I can't wait to. I definitely think we should do a part two. I should come back one day and we could, do
Definitely,
it
we can do
again.
it. We can definitely do a part two, and
We can have a part two, like like a little life update or just catching up. You know what I'm saying? Something
definitely
like
like
that.
Brianna a year later.
Yeah,
Uh, uh,
that's
uh,
what we should do.
yeah, Brianna 6 months later, but definitely, we will be chopping this here up and adding it
Okay.
to the catalog on the Mr. Skinny TV channel as well.
Yeah. I think we should do
Right
that. I look
now,
forward to it.
yeah, right now it's in YouTube purgatory, but
Exactly. I can't wait to come back out though. I gotta see that channel.
yeah, we'll be working to get it out because like right now, you know what I'm saying. If you watch this content on this channel, you might get some preconceived notions about me. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Right.
definitely, you know what I'm saying? I love your energy, I love your personality, I love
Thank
your
you.
answers, and that was real key. Like when I was like to hear your answer on where do you see Brianna at 40 years old, and that's a great answer. Like reaching down and teaching the youth up
Yeah.
under you on
Mhm.
how to be better people
Exactly.
and stuff like that.
Definitely.
Uh,
Thank you. Definitely. That's exactly where I see it.
so appreciate you, and you'll always be family to the show.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I
Brianna,
feel
everybody.
honored.
Y'all already know where to find her. Appreciate
Yeah.
you, Bree.
Thank you so much for having me again. I can't wait to come back.
All right.
All right. Have a great night. Bye, everybody.
Brianna, everybody. Uh, yeah, man. That's the end of the Skinnosphere episode 1. Make sure y'all tune in next week. We'll be doing this here on Mondays. On Mondays, because we need to over here in the Skinnosphere, we need to. It's one thing to see a problem and don't do nothing about it. Because then if you see a problem and don't do nothing about it, then basically you like everybody else. You just talking shit. You ain't trying to come to no type of solution. But we got to sweep around our own front door before we try to sweep around anybody else's. And y'all see what we have just experienced over here in the Skinnosphere on its own. So the Skinnosphere is not about race. It's about treating everybody the way that you want to be treated, and not beholden to stereotypes or other people's opinions on the situation. Again, I want to thank All About Brianna for being the first guest, and I look forward to this here little segment that we added growing, and until next time, let's give a shout out to all the donations before we get up out of here. Uh, I had to cut it off because y'all was trying to make me laugh, but salute to the Cash Apps. How we gonna do this? Salute to Tish who came through.
Teshaziz has just donated $2 through Super Chat.
Cyrus subscribed up. Salute the Lady DJ coming through.
Lady Deej has just donated $20 through Super Chat.
And salute to this person.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Brown Skin Lady donated $3 to piss the haters off. You wish you could.
Salute to Success for coming through and knocking that off.
Success over everything apostrophe 13 has just donated $1.99 through Super Chat.
Salute, Lisa. I appreciate that. Appreciate y'all, man. Like I said, man, we will continue to push the content forward. Too bad that we having to smush the content right now, all on one channel and not separated, but that's coming soon. I think this here is content that we all need, and I think that, like I was saying, this here is...
Lisa, Crown, Honeybee, has just donated $5 through Super Chat. I'm loving the Skinnosphere.
Appreciate that. Like I said, man, we can't just talk it, we gotta walk it. I always say it ain't about what you say, it's about what you do. So can't just talk it, you gotta walk it. And in order to walk it and talk it, in order to talk it, you have to have conversation. So that's what we on here doing, having conversation, and conversation should help us get to know each other even better. Like, it's not gonna just be the women up here. It's gonna be black men as well. So if y'all have any ideas how you would want the show to be tweaked or whatever, make sure you hit me on the email. You can hit in the Discord or whatever though. But thanks for your time. Time is one thing you can't get back, and you chose to spend it rocking out with the Skinnosphere podcast, episode 1. Episode 2 will be none other than Life Talk with Rainy in the building.